Hey, I am live. I think I'm live. It looks like I'm probably live by about right now. Hello, everybody. I thought I'd do a live stream today. I was going to do a video on this subject, but I thought it might be more fun to just do a live stream. And if anybody happens to be around to jump into the chat, they can perhaps contribute as well. I've been doing some videos lately on just, some thoughts that I have on, a few different things. I did a video the other day about how the Republican National Convention, it looks like they've picked Milwaukee for their 2024 convention, which is a big deal for the city of Milwaukee. And some people, when I mentioned that, they kind of switched into personal political opinion mode and said a few things. But the thing is that we were also picked for the Democratic National Convention for 2020, which didn't happen because of COVID. But I was equally excited about that because it's business opportunities for DJs or anybody, restaurants, hotels, the entire city cashes in. They estimated something like, what was it? Over $200 million estimated being sprinkled on the city during a 3-day period when they were talking about, the possible uh, Democratic National Convention thing, which was a big deal. And oh, by the way, thanks for tuning in. If you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead and jump into the chat and contribute whenever you want to. So thank you for your thumbs ups and any kind of chat conversation I may or may not get on this. But anyway, so th- I talked about a lot of things in the video about doing official things and unofficial things. Me working at bars and restaurants who sometimes have a DJ. They might definitely want a DJ or some kind of entertainment during a convention to draw, people into their business. But people started talking about things they would and wouldn't do. And somebody had said, "Look, I don't do anything political. I won't participate in anything political. I just don't want anything to do with that." And that's up to you. That's up to you if you don't want to get involved with that. But it got me thinking about being a vendor and being involved with something like a convention or anything at all, or it could even be an organization that may have some policies you agree or don't agree with. Do you get involved with them as a vendor? I guess that's ultimately up to you. I make it my personal policy to be a vendor for any occasion. And it doesn't mean that I don't have strong political, theological, or social views on things. It simply means that, look, it's been my experience that on a professional level, I think people respect vendors for what they are, vendors. I don't think that there's some kind of mandatory or implied notion that you're supposed to share the same social, political, theological views with whoever your client happens to be. So let's just say, for instance, I were to do an event for a religion that I'm not a part of. I'm okay with that. I may not share their religious beliefs, but they're not going to push their beliefs on me. They're not going to make me having their same beliefs a mandatory requirement for providing my service. I, I I can separate one thing from the other, and especially when there's professional respect. I have found there is professional respect with these kind of things. People tend to respect vendors. Look at music entertainment. Says, I think my line sometimes is I have to be paid well to do outside events because it takes days to clean the bugs out of my lights and everything else. Well, that's different. I'm talking about DJing for a group or an organization that doesn't share the same views as you do. Somebody had said, "Well, I wouldn't do anything that had anything to do with guns or uh, things like that." I don't know. I don't really think I feel that way about much of anything. As long as, you know, in my case, I feel like as long as what they're doing is legal and as long as they have a right to do what they're doing, if they want to hire me on a professional level, I'm okay with doing that. If you draw the line somewhere, that's fine. I can't think of an instance as a DJ, as the type of DJ that I am, where I would turn an event down because of some social political issue that I have. I can't think of an event. I'm a pretty easygoing dude that way. I have some pretty strong political opinions, theological opinions, social opinions on things, policy opinions, but one thing has nothing to do with the other. I feel like we should all be getting along regardless as to what we may think, in those regards. I don't know. As long as you got the right to do it, I think you should be able to do it. And if you got the money and you respect me as a professional, I'll respect you as being professional as well. One example that I was thinking about was gay weddings. I'm not gay. I'm not LGBTQ. I don't understand why anybody would want to do that. I mean, I don't personally, but it's not for me to understand. I don't feel that way. I'm not there. So I'm not anti. I just don't understand it and I'm not there, but it's okay. I'll do gay weddings. I don't care. LGBTQ weddings, I don't care. I'll do them because people are people and we all got to get along. Let's see. Um, Hello to Ash. Hello to Adrian. Just Jewel asked me if I'm sponsored by ADJ. No, I'm sponsored by no one unless they have a sponsored video that goes up. Like the Vibo videos, those are sponsored for their advertisement for Vibo, but the videos are sponsored and they help support the channel. But no, I am not sponsored by ADJ, Josh. I don't do anything with ADJ currently. We may have some ADJ stuff coming, and if it does, it will be sponsored. But no, I'm not sponsored by ADJ. I hope that answers your question, Josh. And I'm glad that's what you decided to ask here in this video because it's so incredibly relevant. Let's see. Look at music. I get that. I guess how much you are in need of money, but I don't try to discriminate when it comes to playing music because that's my music. The KK here, the hate groups, I'm out. I understand that. I mean, there's a line that you draw somewhere, there is. And that's a good line to draw. That's a line I would draw. I wouldn't want to get involved with a hate group. But I think it's like different if you're a band or a comedian or somebody who has this name that maybe is very well known, and you do something like perform at a political convention. There was a big brouhaha on the I thought there was when Trump had his inauguration party and nobody wanted to play it. Three Doors Down did it, and Trump said it was the best band in the world, and of course that's the band he wanted. He wanted the other bands. Three Doors Down was the best band ever of all time. They did it. Yeah, it's like, hey man, a gig's a gig. They did it. I don't know what their political views are. I don't really care. But I could see, like, if I was like, DJ Khaled or Tiesto or somebody, maybe I would think twice before doing a politically sponsored event, kind of thing. But just as a DJ who's, doing weddings and parties and stuff, I don't know. I don't know that I care. And what I was talking about in that video anyway, it had really nothing to do with doing official parties for any political organization. What I was talking about is how to cash in just locally, at bars and clubs without, getting too involved with the organization itself, which, you absolutely can do. I just don't know the roadmap to do that. And a lot of people would seek that. However, there are other avenues that a person can take and still cash in when the big convention comes to town. Let's see. What else do we got? Anything on a Sunday night? People are busy on Sunday nights. They're not really tuning in, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, I appreciate your likes and your comments and your subscriptions to my channel and all that kind of stuff. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, even about my sponsorship, like Josh Jewett had, you go right ahead and ask that in the comment section, and I will do my absolute best, or the chat, the live chat. I'll do my absolute best to answer it for you. I am an open book. I will tell you anything. I have no guarded secrets. So, anyway, yeah, there's not a whole lot that I wouldn't do. I mean, yeah, maybe a hate group I wouldn't want to be a part of. And the other thing I wanted to talk about while we have the camera on, and while I'm talking about this, is sometimes there may be a charitable organization that contacts you and says, "Hey, we're a charity. We want to have this fundraiser for this thing." And if you don't agree with that thing, and they want a discount and all that, of course, you might want to turn that down. I did want to just mention something about nonprofit groups, though. You may get calls once in a while from someone who says, we're a nonprofit group and we're having a thing. Can you do a thing for us? It's like, yes, it's going to cost however much you charge. And they say, well, we're a nonprofit. If you ever get a call like that and you ever get people asking you about doing events for nonprofit, don't confuse nonprofit with charity. Nonprofit in the U.S. is a tax designation. So here's the deal with nonprofit. People get paid who work at nonprofits. All right. Most people are getting paid. The person who called you is I'm sure getting paid something. The person who's in charge of the nonprofit is getting paid. The way a nonprofit works, I believe, is, and this is how I think of it when I get the calls, is that whatever profits are made go to a charity or a cause, but not until the bills are paid. And the bills that need to be paid are people like the organizers and the president of and the committee. They are on payroll, as are vendors. So don't let that pull on your heartstrings. They're not volunteering their time like that. They are making money. There are people who make a very good living working at nonprofit organizations. So don't mess that one up. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a tax attorney. I don't play one on TV. But that is something you should know. The nonprofit doesn't mean that nobody gets paid. Nonprofit just means that at the end of the day, the profits that they realize go somewhere. But everybody who works at the nonprofit gets paid. They get paid first before this money goes out to this cause. But yeah, let's see. With your age, I'm close to you. Do you have any issue keeping up with new music and requests for songs you don't know or don't have, especially at these style of events? Well, with music and keeping up with music, it's something that I've had to kind of worry about my entire career. And I've been doing this since I was a kid. I was a teenager when I started doing this. And I haven't always been the guy who's into mainstream music. In fact, I've never really been the guy who's into mainstream music. And I don't listen to what everybody else listens to. I tell you, just for an example, I don't like doing school dances. And it's not because I'm 51 years old. When I was 17 years old, I had no interest in doing school dances. When I was 14 years old, I had no interest in doing school dances or attending school dances. I just don't dig that kind of stuff. But you should be prepared. And I think the easiest way to be prepared, it's been the easiest way to be prepared since probably the 90s for me, is to be involved in a music service. So, promo only, Top It USA. You get involved with those services. They just send you stuff. You can get daily updates or weekly updates for them online. You can get discs sent to your house monthly, however you work it, and they give you all these tracks. You're not going to use 99% of these tracks, but you're going to use one or two of these tracks. It's going to save your butt. You're going to stay relevant. You're going to have these things. Even if you don't know these things, you're going to have these things. So when they get requested, you're like, what's this? Maybe you put the track on, with your headphones and check it out. Okay, yeah, let's give it a try, and you play it. That's how I do it. It's how I've always done it, though. This isn't just something that I do now. This is something that I've always done, especially with, mainstream tracks, record pools. Yeah, like DJ Smash is saying, this is definitely the way forward, I think, are record pools. It's a business expense. I understand that, but it's the way to go. It keeps you current, and you never don't have anything or get blindsided when you do an event. I can go and do a school event right now, and I won't be lacking music. Now, I may not have the viral TikTok thing or have my hands on that, but you know what? The response people get from that is crap anyway. Just so you know. Oh, we want this TikTok thing. Well, it's 20 seconds of this thing. No one's responding to it. you're going to get better response from just music. So anyway, that's my rant on that. I guess my issues with songs, I don't know that gets requested. I worry about the way the crowd will react, not just the individual requesting it, but just have the music, be involved in the record pool, and have the tunes. That's the best way to do it. It's a business expense, but it's been a business expense that I have been absorbing since the 90s. It's a really good thing to be involved in a record pool like promo only or top hits or something. It's the price of doing business, you know. To if you're the DJ who just handpicks songs to download, you know, through consumer services like Apple Music or iTunes or Amazon or whatever, you may struggle with this. But with the music service, you won't struggle with it. Then you get clean versions of things, which is really cool. So if you're doing a dance that you don't want any material out there that's going to be something that people might frown upon, you don't have to worry about that because you'll get the cool edits because they got your back at these services. They know what you do. They're FCC approved for radio plays, so you should be pretty safe. So that's what you should do. And if they request something you don't know, I mean, look it up. Let's see if you have it. If you have it, give it a shot. I don't know. Let's see. Cool Hand Scott. Would you ever go back to one of your old stomping grounds like Safe House if you got invited back in? I don't know. I might. I might do it again. Safe House was fun. Parking was a drag then. The lot that I used to park in is now a skyscraper. So I don't know where parking is down there anymore. I might. I might go back. I think I do fine with it. I think I even know the manager there or the assistant manager there. I did last time I popped into the place. They were not that when I was working there, but they did work there. They're lifers. They've always been there. I think I could go back and do it. Yeah, I probably could. Um, let's see, what else do we have? You get clean edits, yeah, intros, instrumentals, etc. You get all kinds of options with the record pools. They've got your back. They kind of you know what's going to be hot. They don't every song they give you, you're not going to use. It's just the reality of it. Most of it you're not, but you're going to use a few of them. It's going to be worth it, especially if you're gigging often. You don't have to be embarrassed about not having something. Sometimes you'll get a dance mix of something. Sometimes you'll get an edit. Sometimes you'll get an extended version. Like Smash says, sometimes you'll get instrumentals. There's all kinds of neat stuff that you can get from these music services. Highly recommend them. Highly recommend them. It's the way to go. And there's a minimal thing you can do, like a I don't know, $20 or $50 or $20 a month thing or $10 a month thing you can do from some of these services that just give you like, okay, here's the 10 best tracks for this month. Here you go. That'll be $10 or $20, whatever. If you don't have the money to spend, which you should, if you're working, you should have the money to spend. It's a business expense, but yeah, it's the way to go. Go record pool. That's just what you do, and just keep up with it. Let's see. I get that I used to be on an air radio. Yeah, they're worth it. So anyway, uh, let's see. What else do we have? Is it $13 for a promo? Yeah, whatever it is. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, 13. I guess $13 a month. Rodder is saying we'll get you the hits. That's worth it. Those are the biggest of the biggest songs. You're not gonna get everything in every mix, but you're gonna get the hits. You're gonna get the important stuff. Anyway, yeah. I mean, what I was talking about earlier with this DJing for the enemy thing, I was thinking about just being a service provider in general and refusing service to certain people. I remember this one instance, and it was one of those news stories that I don't know how important it really is, but it was out there. I think it was a couple in Indiana. It was a gay couple, and they wanted a wedding cake, and they went to this baker, and the baker refused to make them a cake, and it became this big deal. I thought that whole thing was kind of dumb, and here's what I thought was dumb about it. I thought the bakery was dumb for refusing to bake these folks a cake. I thought that was just dumb. The other thing I thought was dumb was that the couple still wanted them to bake them a cake, right? I thought that was stupid. If these people don't want to do business with you, you could drag their names through the mud, but I would just spread the word. Hey, these people, this is what they did, and this is how they feel about things. Go somewhere else and get your cake baked. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm thinking about that with other things too. I mean, just because I don't agree with whatever you happen to be up to for um your organization or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to blacklist you or I'm not going to work with you. I'll work with anybody as long as they're professional, as long as it's safe. If it's a safe event, if I feel unsafe at any time, I won't do an event. But I've done some stuff before that, I've done Black student union dances. I've done, like I say, gay weddings. I've done parties for, unbeknownst to me, I've done parties for political organizations. I remember I used to do this festival for this township. I didn't realize it was sponsored by this particular government agency, and they would bring their candidates up on stage to give their little spiel before elections. I didn't care though. Whatever. I mean, I didn't live in the community, and if I did, I don't know that I would necessarily vote for the people who were doing the sponsorship. But I don't care. I'll take their money. Their money's green, and they're not talking to me about political stuff. They're talking to me about back end support, microphones, music, stuff like that. There's a professional courtesy that's there. They're not trying to recruit me into their political organization or anything like that. So I don't know. I just thought that was something to do a video on. I'll go ahead and turn the camera off, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I want to thank you for hitting the like button. I really do appreciate that. More videos to come. I've had a problem the last couple days. I haven't been doing too much. I've got some issues with my leg. It's stroke stuff. A muscle plugged back in. I believe a muscle's plugged back in that's been unplugged for many years, and now I've strained it because it hasn't moved for like 11 years, so it hurts. And I've been trying to take it easy, but yeah, it's giving me some pain. So I haven't been too mobile this weekend, although I really wanted to. It was a nice weekend. I wanted to go get the car out and do stuff, but no, I've been taking it easy. And I don't even know if it's doing me any good, but I've been taking it easy. I'm going to start moving around a little bit tomorrow and start getting some stuff done. I got a lot of work to do. I got to get some work done on this rig that's going to Detroit at the end of the month. I have to go to Detroit with the rig to tech it at the end of the month. Plus, Expo's coming up and all kinds of neat stuff. So I've got things to do. I need to get on those things. But anyway, so I got to get moving again. Quick video for you guys. That's it. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. I try to throw videos up there that are helpful. And I know they're not always setting the world on fire, but I hope somebody out there gets something out of the videos that I post. If anybody has anything they want to see a video on, I'm happy to, do my best to do it for you. If it's something that I haven't already beat to death, or if it's something I feel like I can contribute with, let me know, and I'll try to get something out on that. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care, practice, and enjoy.